You're live.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Rick here with Let's Talk Airguns. We're a little early. Can you imagine, Sue? We're early.
Yeah, shocking.
Are you even on the screen? I just want to know, are you on the screen?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for, I'm checking to see if we're live.
We've got audio?
On YouTube.
Well, we got ads playing right now. We're going to do the official start here in just a second, but we got up and going early. Hey, that looks pretty good.
I have audio and video and, yeah.
That old fat guy there.
Okay.
What happened to me? Guess I got old and fat.
There you go. Can you see me now?
Can I see? I'm about to find out.
It'll take a few minutes, right?
It'll take a few seconds. We're going to get started here in just a second, but I was glad to get everything up and going early tonight, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, I need lights on. Let me turn me off.
Oh, you don't need lights on. You want to put your lights on? Feel special with your lights on?
I do. That light's wrong.
Yeah, it is wrong.
Nope.
What are you trying to change?
That.
Ooh, that is orange, dear. Ooh, that's some orange light. Okay.
I look like I've got a tan all of a sudden.
My gosh, I guess so. All right, so you guys ready to get started?
Yes.
Well, let's do our official intro. All right, let's do it. Well, good evening. I'm going to start that again. I screwed it up. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Rick Hutzler here with AirgunWeb, Gateway to Airguns, for Let's Talk Airguns. It's been a while. In fact, it's been a couple months. Can you believe it, Sue? It's been a couple months.
I can actually believe it.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
We were out of town. Where's your picture?
It's there. It's coming.
We were out of town. My daughter turned 18, and she moved out. She moved out and then turned 18. That's tough.
His daughter. You heard it here.
All right. So there's certain aspects of her I'm happy to claim. There's other aspects that are all her. Anyway, no, she's definitely our daughter. Nice mix. We got to go to her 18th birthday. She's in South Carolina, which was fun. And then we were there for a while, and then we got back and got super busy. So first of all, I apologize. We haven't been doing the lives. We're going to get back to these. I really enjoy doing them. It's a lot of fun, and we actually completely redid the office today again. So first of all, to Sue, and where's your picture? I still don't see your picture.
It's there. Oh, you know what? You're not seeing it. I wonder why.
What? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I think I know what's going on. We're going to go without you on the picture. How's that? Because probably what happened. Yeah, I don't know.
I planned it this way.
We'll figure it out. Why she's not there, I don't know. Anyway, she's going to be there in spirit and in voice. Yeah, no, the office has gotten to be a complete and total wreck. So today we went through and just rearranged the computers and rearranged everything, and she got in here and started tearing stuff up and cleaning stuff up, and it is far nicer. So thank you very much, hon, for doing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you were on my screen for a minute. I don't know what you've done over there to somehow...
It's part of the job, you know.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're just going to move right along.
Put me back, and we'll see if I come back.
All right.
I don't know why it's not showing up.
All right, so let's get into it. Tonight we're going to be talking about, first of all, we'll say thank you to our sponsors, and then we're going to talk about some stuff. We've got Airgun Expo coming out. We got a topic tonight that I hope people will enjoy, and we've got questions. So, yeah, John saying too darn long. I apologize. Yeah, we're going to get back to it, I promise. I really, really do enjoy doing these. We're going to have our main topic tonight is going to be about upgrading budget air guns. Is it worth it or a waste of time and money? I know that's kind of a loaded subject, isn't it? Pardon the pun. So we're talking a little bit about that, primarily because Haji did a ton of work on my gauntlet. I'll talk about how that's going because we're not even close to being done testing that. So far, so good. And we've got some new gear to talk to, again, at Airgun Expo and whatnot. So if you have questions, throw it down in the comments. Sue will make a list of them. And if there's something critical and timely, she will go ahead and jump in and say something so we have it.
I will do. I'm going to actually put notes together on the side.
Outstanding. Okay, so first off, let's say a huge thank you to our sponsors. So if you guys ever want to see who those are, you can always go to our website. Why don't you throw my computer up, would you?
That's 3.
Number 3. Yes, there you go. Yeah, okay. So here we have, yeah, you popped up on the screen. You finally showed up on the screen here.
Yeah,
so
I did.
Everything's working.
I did.
All right, so if you want to check out who is sponsoring us at any given time, you can go to gatewaytoairguns.com or .org. You can see the banner ads, but down at the bottom you'll see the current set of sponsors that are helping us do what we do. And then you get the same results if you go over to AirgunWeb you get the same sort of idea down at the bottom. You can see all of our current sponsors that are helping us, again, do what we do. So super huge thank you to them. And also, we have our Patreon members and our Officers Club members. And what I've begun to do, if you want to help support us directly, we'll talk a little bit about why that's going to be or may be important here coming up. Then you can either join our Patreon page or join the Officers Club. It's not a lot. It's very, very affordable. So, and we're really hoping to get volume, not try and get a ton of money from one person. But anyway, so that's the scoop. If you want to help us out, the links to that are in the video description. So let's get on with the next thing. So we have the Airgun Expo coming up. Let me find that page here.
Once you've got it up, let me know.
All right, so we have Airgun Expo coming up. It's open to the public. We are going to put up, I just got it finalized from my attorney. And don't you love that word? Happens to be my brother-in-law, so I love him. So he's cool. He's a good attorney. We want to keep him around. He's one of the good ones. Anyway, he did a waiver disclaimer. We're going to have to, or yeah, I guess a waiver. If you want to come out to the event, this is pretty typical. If you're going to go to a shooting range, they often will have you sign a waiver. We're going to have that available on the website. So if you want to come out, you just get that done ahead of time so that we don't have to deal with paperwork when you get here. So the event will be open to the public. It's outside El Paso. If you are on I-10 and you are at exit 49 in Fabens, you head north. So I guess it depends on which direction you're going. I can tell you go off and turn right because you might go south, be the wrong place. But anyway, you get off, go north, and it's 18.5 miles. And essentially, you just stay on that road and try and do as much as you can to not give in to wanting to turn off, or don't listen to your GPS. Whatever you do, you'll be. Ask Travis what happened to him. His truck got stuck on the side of a mountain. But yeah, no, you can come straight out and find us. There are instructions exactly how to get here with photos and everything on the website, but definitely try it out or you take a look at it. If you want to come out, you're welcome. Again, we'll get that waiver up so you guys can get the paperwork out of the way ahead of time. We are going to be having the show from the 24th, 25th, 26th. And the schedule, I think I have on here, we're going to talk about schedule, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and do that now. I'm jumping around a little bit. So last bunch of times we've ever done it, we had this very rigid schedule. We're not going to do that this time. We have some really cool sponsors, and I'll just go through who they are. We got Sling Guru. We've got New England Airguns, Nate Croney, JSB, Hawke. I guess I could go down the bottom of the page. That's going to help me not miss anybody. Barra, Benjamin, BSA, Crossman, Daisy, Gamma, Hawke, Nate Croney, New England Airgun, Predator, Sling Guru, and SWA. These are the folks that are helping us out this year to do the expo. And we're going to have representatives from Sling Guru and, of all folks, John from New England Airguns is supposed to be out here. So that's super exciting. John's bringing a bunch of really cool guns. We used to do some FX stuff. We haven't been doing any for a while, but John just got a bunch of FX air guns. So he's bringing some of those out. I think he's got another Hubin he's bringing out, some Evanex stuff. So we've got a bunch of stuff from John. So he's going to be here all weekend. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And again, the guys from Sling Guru. These are the slings, by the way. I want to show a video later, not right now. I want to show a video of how this works. I would love to show you live on a gun, but if I touch a gun on YouTube, doing it live, they turn you off. I don't want to do that. So I'll actually show you a quick video. We'll just throw that in. You guys can take a look at it. But if you haven't seen already, it's pretty cool. The sling is awesome. Works on brake barrels and rifle, all kinds of things. So it's pretty neato. Let's see. We got some questions. Do we want to jump on any of these right now?
Yes. Josh, have you tried Slugs out of the MA2? And if so, how did it go? He's just ordered his in 25.
I have not. My personal opinion on the MA2 and Slugs, it's really tuned for pellet guns. So I don't know that it's got really the horsepower to really drive Slugs that gives you any advantage to run Slugs. My experience, and I'm certainly not like uber experienced on Slugs, right? I shoot mostly pellets. I have tested Slugs and I've seen good results if the gun can really use them. And I don't know that it's got the horsepower to really push them down the bore because you got a lot more surface area on a slug that's engaging the rifling in the bore than you do with a pellet. So you need more energy or more force behind it to really get the same out of it. And Slugs, you know, I have not found them to be more accurate than pellets until you get at range, like 7,500 and longer. So that's just my personal experience. I have not tested them in the MA2, But you probably turn it up a little bit, either get in there and change the regulator or the hammer spring and get more power, but you're going to lose shot count. So I don't know if it's the best gun for slugs, but if you find that it works, let me know, because I'd be interested to know about it. Anything else we got?
Yes.
Okay.
Todd, he said he's thinking really hard about a Yodas.
Yeah.
But for small game like squirrels, are 25 pellets better than 22 slugs?
I mean, you are 6 1/2 dozen the other. It really comes down to shot count. If you're just doing small game with squirrels, I mean, you're overkill already. A squirrel only needs 7-8 foot-pounds. It all comes down to shot placement, right? So if you tack a squirrel behind the ear or in the face, then it doesn't really matter what you're hitting them with. 25 is like hitting him with a baseball bat. You're fine either way. I don't know how many squirrels were put down with, heck, Crossman 357 pellet pistol CO2. So yeah, maybe this would be a really interesting topic. I was discussing this with John the other day, and other folks too. This race for power and caliber has gotten really out of control. So that might be an interesting topic. As far as this goes, I think if you were just going to shoot squirrels and rabbits and small game like that out to 35, 50 yards, I'd probably go 22, frankly. I'd go 22. 25 is probably a little much. You probably don't need the 25. I think you do better having a little more velocity than you would with the larger diameter. If it's in the same gun, oftentimes your energy really doesn't change much because the gun only does so much. So anyway, I mean, it's one of those things. I don't know. I would go 22 personally. Another question?
Yeah. Have you shot the Penty Bullpup again?
Have not. It's down at the range and it's sitting there. I have a funny story. There's a reason I haven't shot it. Do you guys want to know the reason? It's because I lost the magazines. Oops. I found them. I just found them. So, yeah.
Were they in here?
No, they were not in here. What happened, I blame Sue. What happened was her gun, we were shooting her gun down there around the time, and it has these pockets on the side, and somehow the magazines got underneath the flaps of the pockets, and I just happened to find her gun and say, oh gosh, I wonder what's in these pockets, and there's the magazine. So,
say it again. Whose gun?
It's Sue's gun. Yes, she's looking forward to shooting that. I think we have some folks coming out for Expo that are excited to shoot the McCavities. We'll have McCavity on the table. We're going to have McCavity, Daystate, FX, Evan X, Crossman, Benjamin. We're going to have a bunch of stuff all kitted out and ready to go for you guys to come play with, whoever wants to come out. So it's great. JSB's provided all the pellets, so we're good to go on ammo. Hawke's got us all scoped up. We got plenty of scopes, and it's going to be such a cool time. Even if we don't have a ton of people come in, we will be doing live streams. So like in the last year, we did these very distinct, dedicated live streams. We're probably just going to start a live stream and just have fun. There are a couple dedicated videos, live streams we're going to do in support of our sponsors. But the bulk of the time is just going to be this wide open shooting fun, and we'll be just
who knows what might happen on camera.
Yeah, it might be really fun. We'll see.
Is Joe coming?
Joe's not coming. He's going to be super swamped. Yeah, I tried to get him to come out, but look, they hooked us up with a lot of pellets. So we've got 22, 25, and 30, 22, 25, 30, and 35 cal. They just hooked us up. So we are going to have lots of fun stuff to shoot with. Anything else we got going on?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to clarify this, okay? So John said we're now showing up on Google Maps.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I said, don't follow the maps. Get in touch with us and we'll give you the link to the PDF that gives you exact directions.
Yeah, we are.
Because otherwise you will end up in a ditch, destroying your vehicle. Get in touch with us.
I'm glad we are pinned on the map, but just don't follow their directions.
Yeah.
But yes, we are. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
That's it for now.
John's saying, I wish it wasn't a 13-hour drive. Yeah, I get it.
I said it's only a 13-hour drive.
Yeah, you could be like, that's like not even across Texas, so that's not that bad.
I mean, I'm sure he could sleep in we have a bed he could sleep in, so.
We'll put him in one of the campers or bring a tent. There's plenty of room to camp out here. So anyway, yeah, we should have a fun time. Anything else we got going on here?
By my observation, you have to upgrade the Zealous Gauntlet or Notice. Oh, because someone asked, have you tried the MA2?
By my, you have to. Okay, I don't know that particular question.
Yeah, me
So
neither.
anyway, we'll move on. Yeah, and Tom was just saying, have you tried the Penty Bullpup? Back to that. No, I haven't tried it. I haven't shot it again. I did find all the stuff, and we are going to be shooting it very soon. So let me talk about just our general schedule, not Airgun Expo and everything else, but our general video release schedule, just because that's kind of a thing. Okay, so I've talked to some folks lately, manufacturers and whatever, and dealers and whatnot. And as you can only imagine, getting product right now is very, very tough. And the product they can get is super expensive. So the market at the moment has gotten, well, really, really bad. So the affordable air guns are all made, guess where? China, right? So all the ships that have all those guns sitting in them in containers are just sitting out in the harbor. They're not processing them because the tariffs are so high they can't bring them in. Hopefully, well, that'll get remedied and that'll get changed and that'll get resolved. But we have, all right, so we've got these other guns that we can get, but they're like super expensive. Like American-made guns or guns made in Europe or Turkey, Turkey, England, Spain. The FX were they Swedish, I think. We have all these others that come in, but they're super expensive, so that kind of prices them out of a lot of folks that are used to, the $300-400 air guns. So we'll have to see what happens. Now, what that has done to me is, man, you talk about the weld drying up. Yeah, it's gotten real lean, real fast, and frankly, we can probably do right now one video a week per channel. So we'll do one for Gateway Airguns and one for AirgunWeb. And we'll see what happens. I got to get back to doing the lives. That's a lot of fun. We can do these just about any time. It doesn't have the same overhead of production overhead that like a video going down the range and testing and shooting. And then because I'll have 2-3 days into that all in, and then it goes to the editor. That's my sister. She edits it. She does her thing, and then it gets published. I have to write for it, publish it. It's a ton of time, and frankly, the budget's not there to do much more than we're doing. I'm hoping we can do more in that. Going back to the member support, every little bit helps. It helps us do these kinds of videos or cover products that aren't sponsored. So, yeah, I'm not sure how things are going to go over the next quarter, but we'll see.
How do people sponsor or help? If they want to help, how do they help?
They go to the Patreon page. You can just join Patreon, or you can join Officers Club. That's like really easy, and it's super affordable. It's like $5 a month. I mean, it's not. I'm not asking a ton. If you want to help more, then we could certainly put up a support button on AirgunWeb where you can just give a donation to help doing what we're doing. But it is a ton of work. This was my primary source of income and my full-time job. It is no longer. I just tell you guys that. It is no longer. I've had to transition the bulk of my time back into the IT world, into the web marketing, web development, AdWords marketing with clients all over the country. And I still have clients in that field, so I just had to transition back to that. And now the airgun thing I do for fun, and as a hobby, we do get some sponsors, and we still are able to at least break even right now. But yeah, for the next foreseeable future, we're gonna have to really dial back the aggressive schedule that we had previously, because we were doing 3 videos a week per channel. So yeah, we're not going to be there that would take a pretty massive turnaround. But to say we've lost 75% of our sponsorships is probably not an exaggeration. Is that about right, Sue?
Correct.
Yeah. So, and it's all, some of them have gone in a different direction. Other ones they have no income. They have no cash flow right now. So I don't blame them, but it is a situation we're having to be, I got to pay the bills, got to pay my employees. So I'm having to change things up. A big part of why we're so late getting to these lives again is that I've just been so crazy trying to revamp and retool so that I can pay my bills. And we've got that in the works now, which is super awesome. I'm so blessed because I have something else to do. I feel really awful for the folks out there that put all their eggs in one particular basket and have nothing else to draw from. They're in a real bad shape. I can only imagine they're in real rough shape. So I feel for him. I'm very, very pleased and happy. Yeah, my lightsaber. I'll show it to you in a second. I'm really happy that we have something else to be doing. Funny story about this. This is Yoda's lightsaber. We went to Airguns to Star Wars. There we go. There we go.
You need to turn the lights off for the full effect.
No, we don't want to do that. This was given to me by my good friend Carter. Carter and I are about the same age. Drives my wife nuts when we're together because we talk about the same movie references.
It drives me nuts in the best possible way. I love it. It's kind of like when you see a group of military guys get together and they're just bantering back and forth. I love that.
We have a good time. Anyway, so Carter gave me this for my 50th. Anyway, it's a fun little thing to hang on the wall.
By the way,
yes,
you need to change out this keyboard because the clickety-click comes over really loud.
Clickety-click?
On my mic.
Well, that's my mechanical gaming keyboard. How am I supposed to have my computer without a mechanical gaming keyboard?
You game on a different computer than your work one, dear.
Well, we'll talk about that later. All right. So, yeah, let's take a break from all of this very depressing talk, and let's talk about something fun. We'll get back to, I want to talk to you guys about, it's all about the shooter, which that's a whole new contest thing I'm putting together, and I'm super excited to talk to you about that and Nate Crony's involvement with that too. But for now, we're going to take a detour. We're talking about the main topic of tonight's video, which is upgrading budget air guns. Now, I don't know if you guys saw my video with Haji's Gauntlet. I did I called it the GOAT. I did a video calling it the GOAT, greatest of all time for the budget air gun, because it just completely changed the dynamic when it hit the market. It's actually, in and of itself, is an example of an upgraded cheap gun, because they took a QB variant, turned it into a PCP, and then marketed it as a regulated PCP, which is what enthusiasts had been doing for a bunch of years already. So it wasn't new by any means. They just took all the little bits and pieces you have to go get separately, put it together in one thing, and then sold it under their own name. Pretty cool. I mean, obviously it took off. So, but that's like an example. But before there was the Gauntlet, there was the 1022. Gosh, how many? I mean, I remember Airgun Hobbyist magazine just had just gorgeous pictures of people's modified 1022s that were just incredible. I remember I got on the GTA for the first time looking for ways to upgrade either my Gammo, converting it to a gas ram, or it was how to get more power out of my 1022. And there were all these tips and tricks and stories of how to like modify the valve and all kinds of things to get more out of it. It's just really cool to take something that was super affordable and turn it into something that was super, your own personal fun thing. That was a big part of the sport. I'm not sure if it's as big now. I think with guns becoming so, I was going to say cheap, I'll say affordable. I mean, when we have guns that are PCP regulated, selling for $300, like take the Bar 1100Z. It's a nice gun. The Gen 2 with the regulator, super nice gun. And it's less than or right around $300. And that is like, wow, okay. So at that point, what mods do you need to do to it, really? I mean, before we'd get a gun that wasn't regulated, wasn't a PCP, maybe it was a 1077 or a QB or whatever, and we'd go through all of this stuff to turn it into something, who knows what we'd have invested in by the end of the day. I want to know if you have any experience like modding things, what was the first gun you ever modified? I think my first gun I ever modified was probably my Gammo 440 Hunter. And I converted it to a gas ram. Sue, are there Kleenexes, hun? Oh, my nose is all the dust. I'm going to need you to mute my mic, please. Just turn my volume all the way down. Number
This one?
Yep, just turn it all the way down. Thanks. Hold on.
Just hold on. You'll hear why he muted himself over my mic.
That's better. Woo!
Done?
Got lightheaded, yeah.
Okay.
Blew myself into a fainting spell.
I don't know if I've turned you up too much now. So
that'll be fine. Anyway, so I want to know what your first gun was. Mine, I think, was that Hunter 440. And then it went on to all kinds of other stuff. I think I did the Crossman 2250. I did a bunch of mods with that. Some of the pump guns, I did mods with those. Just a bunch of different mods. just trying to make them unique, make them special, get them to do more than they were supposed to do out of the box and all that kind of stuff. We've got some folks here.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead and read some of these comments out, Sue.
Okay, so hey Rick, the Barra 1100Z Gen 2 is now on the top of my wish list as soon as they get some. They're currently sold out. Kyle said he's not modified one. He paid to have one modded though. Too complicated trying to install a cap valve into a recluse.
Oh my gosh, yes. If you're talking about the taking the recluse and then putting the cap arms valve system in it. Oh yeah, that's machine shop required for that. That's a very, very cool upgrade though, by the way.
I'm sorry, but now I need the tissues. Thank you.
Mute my mic. You mute my mic. I got the here she blows. Mute both of them.
Mine's fine because I'm not going to blow mine. I'm just going to make sure.
All right, that's got to look great on camera. So we should have switched to the computer or something. Yeah.
Note for next time.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Have some music ready to play.
Yeah.
And this is Sue playing guitar.
Yeah, right.
You don't want that.
Yep. Gosh, it's warm in here today too. We should turn the AC down a little bit. All right, so I'm waiting to see what you guys have modified, and I haven't seen much here. So I guess we'll talk about some of the other things we've modified. The Discovery was like a big one. The Discovery in and of itself was a modified, gun. I think they basically took one of their CO2 rifles, Crossman did, turned it into a PCP, put a wood stock on it, and turned it out as the Discovery. And then that was the precursor to the Marauder. And if there's ever been a gun that's been through like modification after modification after modification, it is the Benjamin Marauder. It's like, man, that gun is like still awesome. Even if you don't regulate it, you can tune that thing to give you some really good results. Just a really, really sweet air gun. It was the gun by which everything else was measured as far as how quiet it was. I mean, I just remember when we first got those in, it was like the first commercially available American-made PCP with a built-in shroud that was unbelievably quiet. No moderator required. It was just quiet, like mouse fart, drop a pin quiet. It was amazing. Looks like G-Man's saying, hey, Rick, I picked up the Bar 250Z and loving it. Bar just sent me the 25 cal. I should have it like Monday. So I'm expecting to have that in, excuse me, Monday or Tuesday. So they're sending me a 25 cal 250Z and a 25 cal 1100Z. I've got the 22 1100Z Gen 2, and I asked for a 25 Gen 2, and they're sending that out. So that's going to be cool. Let's see.
What do you think of Karma Airguns?
Get to that in a second.
Okay.
I'm guessing because you put the moderator on the end. What moderators are you having that are blowing up? I'm curious. I actually had a mod blow up on me. I had one. It was one of the really nice 0dB, and I'm trying to get spare parts for it. Supposedly they're sending them out. They sent me some parts, but it was for the wrong size. So this is the bigger, fatter one. I had to put it on a Gauntlet 30, and it blew the innards out and messed up the end cap. So hopefully I get the spare parts, but curious as to what mod you had that got damaged. Let's see. We had a question. What are your thoughts on Karma Airguns? I don't know anything about them, so I guess I don't have any thoughts. Hopefully we get the opportunity to play with some of them. I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about them. Let's see. B-Flip saying, I've intentionally resisted modifying my Zealous. It does all I need it to. The Zealous is one I want to try and play with the reg and see if it's optimized, how well it's optimized. I was happy with my Zealous. I don't think I need to change it either. It just shot. If I'm remembering correctly, I could go back and look. I mean, it was sub MOA at 50 yards out of the box. So if you're looking for accuracy, like target accuracy, I don't know how much more you want. That was just an awesome shooting gun. Banjo Man, and I agree with you completely, but the Marauder platform needs an update. Yes, I'm absolutely in agreement with you. They've milked that particular cow for about as long as you can imagine. It'd be interesting to see what happens with them and that now that they're under different management, right? So there's a holding company called, well, I don't know if they were called this before, but the brand now is called Iconic, and it holds all these assets under it. And you've got Gammo, Daisy, Crossman, Benjamin, BSA, all of that is now under one umbrella, and we'll see what they're going to do with them. I do have an Armada coming out for the show. I haven't shot an Armada in a long time, and I thought it would be fun to have one of those out for the expo. So I talked to Gammo, Daisy, I guess Iconic, I guess who it is now. I talked to them last Thursday or Friday, and they sent one out to me, so I'm excited. Let's see. We've got a bunch of comments coming in now. This is great. G-Man, I've blown up a few privately made, including Buckrail and another private. Okay, so if you're talking about 3D printed ones, I'm curious about that. Also, are you like, if it's a 22 cal or you're running a 22 mod, I always run a size higher. I did not on the 30 cal running like the gauntlet to the 30 cal 0DB. I should have been running a 35 because it's too easy to just have not enough clearance and then you're in trouble. So I tend to like to run a size higher. So if it's a 177, I run 22, 22, I run 25 and so forth. And that has, I think, saved my bacon a few times. But let me know if you're running like a 22 mod on a 22 or if you're running a size higher. Because if it's clipping, then you might have something with your gun not being perfectly centered, which means you need to go a little bit bigger on the mod anyway. That'll save you from blowing them up. Let's see. Any other questions here?
Yes. What are your thoughts on the Terminator setup on the Gauntlet Gen 1?
I have no idea. I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, hard to believe the Dragon Claw got an update before the Marauder. That's pretty funny. I know the guy who runs Cap Arms because he sent some stuff out last year or the year before. I don't remember. But he's been pushing that whole valve setup for a while. And it really makes a huge difference. It's pretty cool what it does. Yeah. I don't know. What are the thoughts on the Terminator setup on the Gauntlet Gen 1? Am I missing what the Terminator setup is? Is that a Haji thing? Because maybe I've got that and I don't even know it. I just don't know that phrase, so I apologize. Let's see. So he's running a 22 on your 250, and you're running, custom 3D printed stock. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I have not. Terminator.
Terminator, excuse me, I read that wrong. Not Terminator.
Turful. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know anything about it.
I don't know what I had on my
If
mind.
you guys want to like send me cool stuff to look at, send me you can email me at editor@airgunweb.com. You just shoot me an email, and then I can take a look at it, and then that'll be really cool because if it's something neat and I can reach out to the folks and they're interested in working with us, then I can make that happen. Hopefully that can happen, I should say, and we can start looking at some of these cool things you guys are talking about. Let's see. Okay, so back to G-Man. Are you running? So you've got a 22, and you're running a 22 mod on your 22 250C. I would definitely go up one. So do that.
Terminator is the company name.
Sure. So it's an AR platform. Okay. I'm running an AR conversion from Haji that's from Buckrail, which I like quite a bit. If we talk a little bit about the work on the Gauntlet, if you guys haven't seen those videos, take a look. We're just starting testing. So the way I like to do things, and you guys can tell me if, well, let me say this. I'm probably going to keep doing it this way because that's the way I like to do it. And unless there's a real reason for me not to do it. I like showing this process through all the way. So we get a gun in, we show it to you. We do a little bit of testing, we show it to you. We do a little more testing, we show it to you. I could, I guess, do everything, do a 10-minute video, and there's soup to nuts, there it is. But to me, that doesn't really show the story. Doesn't really show the path, like that everything's gone, that you've gone through to get where that video, that final video sort of comes out. So I prefer to do little piecemeal along the way. So we've done the goat video. We did installing the new stock video. We did shooting the new stock video, seeing the difference, and then I sent it out to Haji. He did a ton of stuff on it, and I went through this whole list of stuff in the video. It's so light. He upgraded the trigger. It is shot count for days. He's tuned it to be, oh, I don't know. It's not like overpowered at all. It's like 30 foot-pounds, like right on the edge, shooting 18-1-3s. And I'm pretty sure I'd get 200 shots out of that. If not, I'd definitely get like 180. But I might get close to 200 shots on the reg. Incredible. So super nice. It's very light. It's going to take practice for me to really be able to shoot it properly because it's so light, and I have struggled with really light guns. So that's not a fault of the work. It's a fault of me, the shooter. So that'll be interesting to see how I get it. So the next video will be, we shot it a bunch of stuff at 25 yards just to get an idea of how it's going to do. Wind was blowing too. Now we'll stretch it out to 50 and see what we can get out at 50. So that's going to be our next video for that. But that's a gun, and I don't know how much like money was spent in converting that, but it's probably well over $1,000, I'm guessing, probably more than that. But it was a lot of work. A lot of cool features that he upgraded on it, put the side lever in, carbon fiber bottle, externally adjustable, variable regulator, that Ninja reg. He did, again, the trigger, it replaced all the O-rings, replaced all the fasteners, just everything completely transformed the gun into something that should be a pretty mean bench rest gun. So we'll see. We'll see how it continues to move forward. I want to try a bunch of different pellets too, just to see how it does. I'm excited. I'm excited to use it. We got anything going on?
Yeah, I prefer some weight to both gun and trigger. Not too much weight, but stuff that is super light feels weird in my hands.
Yeah, I'd say, Kyle, I'd say that's about right. I actually sold it to a gentleman here locally. He really likes it. I had the Catron, which is super light. I mean, super, super, super light. In fact, when we had that the first year for Expo, people really struggled shooting it accurately. It wasn't the gun, it was the shooters. Because I put a little heavier pellets in it, just really slowed down, settled down, and learned how to shoot the gun and got really good results. Super nice gun. I mean, really, really nice gun. But if you're used to, if you don't have really good technique, it'll bite you. And I think the Gauntlet, because now it's so light, it has all these things that are just super fine-tuned. It'll if you don't have a really, really good technique, it'll bite you. So I like something a little bit heavier, a little chunkier. I'll tell you the gun that's got me super excited, we'll have it at the Expo. It's traditional. It is super traditional. It's wood and steel. It's big old chunky laminate stock. It's the BSA R12. It's the XLX Pro laminate, and I have some videos on that gun. I was shooting it the other day at the range, and I was shooting like an 1.5-inch disc at 100 yards, and I was hitting it 8 out of 10 times with just 177 pellets. It's not super powerful. It's not like it's a laser. It's just super nice to shoot. So we'll have that for you guys to play with. It's super, super cool. Yeah. So anything else we got coming up here?
No.
That's it? Okay.
Where are you on your page of notes?
I'm going to go back up to, it's all about the shooter. So I'm going to jump up to
Number
point
4.
B at 4.
Got it.
All right. So one of the things I've been working on, I say working on, I've been thinking really hard about for the last many, many years. I've had folks say, why don't you go to EBR? Why don't you go to RMAC? Why don't you? Well, first of all, I just don't have the money, unless somebody's going to sponsor me to go out. I can't just take off the time and go and have all that expense. And I still have employees that are working that I got to make sure they get paid and other responsibilities. So if I'm going to go, it needs to be absolutely worth it. And, it is what it is. I think those are probably great fun. But I also would love to have a situation where you don't have to have, a trust fund to be able to compete. I really would love to see, I always wanted to see a competition where it was more about the fun and the shooter than the gear. Maybe I'm just thinking wrong. Maybe that's just not something that people want to do. I know manufacturers really want their guns to win, and that's prestige, and it's encourages sales. I get it. I really want to see the sport succeed. All right, I'm not looking for one manufacturer to just rule them all. I want the sport to succeed. And for me, I think for the sport to succeed, you got to get people shooting. And if you got to get people shooting, they got to want to go do it, and it's got to be fun, right? So I started shooting air guns because it was fun, not because I planned on earning a living. Then it starts to not be fun. I'll just tell you. So I wanted to try and figure out something. What can we do to have a competition, friendly? We're not talking about money. We're talking about a friendly bragging rights competition that was just fun. And you didn't have to mortgage your house to have something competitive. Well, I came up with this thing called It's All About the Shooter. And we're going to be developing a website, which is, it'll be like an organization that can help clubs put together packages and have officially sanctioned. I'm putting these in air quotes because people can go do whatever they want to do, right? But we're trying to create a function format to encourage manufacturers and people to get involved to help support it. So that's why I want to do it. But essentially, everybody shoots the same gun. So like we're going to have a Barra 1100Z. I think that's what we got coming. 1100Z, 25 cal. They're providing the scope and the optic. I've got one of their optics here. I haven't really done much with them, but they're providing some guns with scopes on them. Any guns that don't come with scopes are going to get Hawke scopes, right? But they're sending scopes with them. So when you come out, you'll be able to shoot that gun. Everybody shoots the same gun. And Nate Croney, I don't know if you guys know Nate. Throw my computer up, babe. So Nate has a bunch of really cool stuff. It's natecroney.com. One of the things he has, I saw it, some videos of his at SHOT Show. And let's see, does he even have it on the page? He doesn't. All right. Oh, here it is, the target, smart target. Okay. So essentially what you have here, if I can get the page load, is a target. It's got a sensor on the back. It measures deflection. It's got an accelerometer. It measures deflection, and it gives you a score. So he is writing a custom platform for It's All About the Shooter. We're going to have standardized gongs. We'll shoot guns up to a certain foot-pounds so that we don't, overrun the sensor's ability to measure deflection. And it sends back a signal to a console that gives you a score. I had some sample pictures. Maybe I can pull them up on GTA. Hold on.
I'm going to switch you back to your...
My computer?
No, your front camera first.
Okay, so I did a post. Yeah, here we go.
No, yep. Are you on GTA?
Yeah. All right, so this is just a small example of it. Hopefully you guys can see this.
Hang on. I'm waiting to see if it's going to come up.
It should come up.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so there is a graphical representation of the target. You shoot the target. It measures based on deflection how far away from center it is, and then it scores you. So the idea here is, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my other camera. The idea here is that you're going to run people through quickly. They sit down, put your name in, take a couple practice shots, and then we hit start match. They shoot 10 shots. That's their score. That score gets published to another part of the system. And then we can run through a bunch of people. And at the end of the day, the winner gets something. And so that's the idea of It's All About the Shooter. I'm hoping that we can grow it. Like this year right now, it is bars providing the stuff. But I've talked to other companies that say, all right, this is pretty cool. We want to get in on it. So I'm thinking we're going to have other brands, other manufacturers, other guns, I'm pretty sure it's something Hawke would want to do, where we can actually provide really cool stuff. Ideally, we get enough people run through. I mean, the winners, we had a bunch of people, and we had 3 guns, on a particular event. Then we'd give those guns away. The winners would get the guns, kind of a situation. So that's the idea. We're going to have one at Airgun Expo, so we're going to be testing this. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong on a brand new system that's been totally untried and tested? But we're going to give it a shot and have some fun. And as backup, John is bringing a bunch of targets. So if we need to do paper, we'll do paper this time around. But I'm really hoping the electronic side is going to work. But check out Nate's website, natecroney.com. Not only does he have the Croney, the target thing, he has cronies that you just put on the end of your gun.
Did you want to show them?
Yeah, I could do that. And he's also got another system, which is the Steady Shot chronograph and training tool. So this has an accelerometer in the Croney, and it measures the movement of your, pistol really, But I was thinking of what a great tool for us to really know what kind of movement our rifle has. So as if we're on a bench, like for example, I was talking about the gauntlet earlier that's so light. A heavier gun is going to absorb the mechanical movement better than a light gun, right? So if you have a super light gun, you might have a lot of movement, and that movement may be changing your POI. If you can get that movement calmed down somehow, and you had a reliable way of measuring that, and that's what this device should be able to do, talking to Nate. We should actually be able to put this on the end of our rifle, if you're like your bench rest shooter, and you can test your technique. Where's my movement coming from? Is it up, down, left, right, back, forward, whatever? You can actually find out graphically what's happening when you pull the trigger, and then you could maybe change the valve or change your hammer or do something to reduce that reciprocal force and that movement of the gun. That's not because you're moving it, but just because the gun has movement. If you're trying to shoot sub-MOA, a minuscule fraction of movement at the bench is going to impact your POI. We know that, right? The tiniest little change of technique at the bench is going to have a serious impact. The further you go, the bigger the impact. So this is something that should help us be able to fine-tune our technique. We're going to have some of this product at the event too. So we'll have his cronies, we'll have his this training crony, and we'll also have these electronic targets. So super excited to get all this stuff going.
Am I right that that chronograph is 240 to 250 Australian dollars?
Yeah.
So it's 154 US dollars,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can buy direct from Nate. I don't think he's sending me a bunch of product to sell, but he's sent a whole bunch of stuff for us to demo. So we'll see how it goes.
I've taken you off that.
Taking me off that, okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the new gear for the year. So we've talked about, it's all about shooter. We talked about Nate Croney. We talked about, if you guys want to go back to that whole modifying an old gun to, is it worth it? I guess let's answer the question first before moving on. I'm going to ask you guys, first of all, if you've ever modded a gun, was it worth it? Now, I'm going to ask you, was it worth it from two different ways? Was it worth it financially, or was it worth it experientially? Are they the same answer, or the answer is different? Yes, Sue.
I have a question.
Okay.
So am I right in assuming that sometimes you'll actually spend more money to do it yourself, to mod it yourself, but it can be a really enjoyable thing? It's kind of like a craft. Sometimes it can take a lot more time and can be more expensive for you to do it yourself, but the enjoyment of actually doing it is worth the money.
Well, that's right? That's the question. Well, that's exactly the question.
Okay.
Because like you did quilting, right? It was way cheaper to go buy a quilt at Walmart than it was for you to make a quilt.
Yeah, but I think the thing, it wasn't exactly apples to apples, because the Walmart quilts are not the same quality of what I would have been making.
Yeah.
Because I would have bought better fabric.
Yeah, no,
sounds
your
like
end
a
product
stupid
was,
thing, but
your end product was far superior than what you get at Walmart. What you'll see in the Airgun world, and I'm waiting for people to give me some answers. If they do, they do. If they don't, it's not a problem. What you'll see is that the enthusiast class is more about the experience. I mean, they want performance, but they really enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So if you take a 2240 and you're going to do the first basic mod on a 2240 will be to add the steel breech. They now sell a 2240 Max or whatever it is with the steel breech on it. Kind of skip that step. That's sort of now, where do you go from there? There's not a lot going on anymore. But if you did that steel breech yourself, and that's going to get you over that initial barrier to entry of even taking the thing apart, really. And so now you're kind of, I did that. I wonder what else I could do. And then you start searching and doing stuff. There is a big part of the sport, and the GTA is huge for this. That's what the GTA is really there for, is to help enthusiasts get the most out of their air guns. And I posted a question on the GTA, and it was one of the most popular posts I put out so far in the Boss's Corner. which is on this very topic. And the vast majority of folks that responded are really budget air gunners, and their enjoyment they get is taking that super budget gun and making it so much better than it was out of the box. And it was never, that I could see, about it was never really about saving money in a sense. It was really about the experience. I mean, by the time you're done doing a mod on a budget gun, and you're at the level of, say, an FX has really gotten to be affordable. I would have never believed I would have thought that. But you're in that realm. I mean, we're going to have a DRS Classic here, which is $1,000. Excuse me. We're going to have one of those to shoot. And by the time you get in there and did a bunch of work, let's say on the Gauntlet, you may be at that price point, which is crazy to think about, right? Yes, Sue.
Okay, so there are some comments here. Do you want me to read them?
Sure.
Okay. My new AT4410 long QES, talk about long, weighs a ton, but it's my most accurate. Not sure if it's the bevel on bleh. Not sure if it's the bevel or the longer distance between the grip and bipod. Can I read the next one, or you have a comment?
Go ahead. Excuse me.
I want to get out and shoot my Element Max 50 cal, but when the weather is nice, I have too much work to do, and the rest of the days have been too windy. I need very low wind so I can zero the scope. Rick, with your, and I think it's Icon Group contacts, what is going on with all the ammos recently released from all these Icon companies like Gamma Accutech, Benjamin Single Die, Crossman Premier changes?
I have no idea. I meet with them when I go to the Daisy Nationals. They've got, it's so hard for me to get a call with them right now. Mm-hmm. I will put in a request for a call, maybe a week or longer, for me to get an appointment to speak to the PR guy. And LT and I are buds, so he's just so swamped. It's crazy. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I do not know what's going on. I've not been looped in, but I hope to spend some time with them when I go to Days Nationals, which is going to be end of June. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know when I find out.
Rick, now on the Gamma website, I see new to Gamma site, BSA pellets.
Yeah, I can tell you about those because I have some. Those are H&N. They're just rebranded H&N, which is smart, right? Gamma's ammo, the one ammo they have that works really well, and it works well in their brake barrels, is the red fires. I love their red fires, and their brake barrels are just great. But as all of their other pellets, I have struggled to get anything to work. So I'm glad to see them doing something. Any more?
Bean Flips used up all his vacation.
Yep.
Benjamin, but he doesn't work weekends and holidays, so I told him Airgun Expo is over a weekend.
Yep.
Benjamin is retiring June 6th. Congratulations. More time to get to the range during the week. Or versus weekends. Grill Billy said he's looking forward to tomorrow.
Yep.
He is bringing the FX King for you guys to play with.
That's going to be fun.
Josh said he completely modded a 1322 28-inch stainless barrel, worked the valve hammer spring. It's a tack driver. Yep.
Yeah, and I bet you at the end of the day, probably spent too much, but the experience is
a 1322?
Like, it's a Crossman pump pistol.
Okay.
It's a super nice little rig, and you could put, I mean, you could get the skeleton stock and convert it. I mean, all of that stuff was so parts interchangeable. It really was. It was a fun time. Excuse me.
Ooh, something just happened to our screens.
What happened?
I don't know. It just went picture in picture on everything. Hold on. I didn't touch I didn't touch a thing.
I'm sure she did.
It just got 4 pictures on the screen.
Yep, there it is. Hey, 4 pictures.
I didn't touch a thing.
That's something that would have popped out from Minicam. I don't know what happened there. That's okay. All right. Did you get it back?
Yes, we're back.
All right, cool.
Okay.
There it is. Go back.
Let's see. To me, it was worth modding my Zealous. When I retire, we'll work on the fine-tuning for a competition.
I think that the Zealous would be one of those packages that would be awesome to do, and it's all about the shooter contest. We have 3 Zealous set up. People come in, they each get to shoot as you draw to see which one you're shooting, but they're all set up by professional. You take a couple practice shots, get a feel for the gun, then shoot your string, and then the next person comes up. I think doing something like that with a Zealous or something like that, with the BSA R12 or a Prospect or whatever, a McCavity or a 250Z or you guys, I think we could do stuff on like the budget end that will get people excited and really encourage them to want to go out and shoot. Because if all you ever see is a $3,000 air gun and a $2,000 scope, and that's what you think you need to be accurate, then that really just carves out a lot of that barrier to entry for most people is they're just never going to do it. Shoot, we could do one with the Umrex Complete, right? You like that gun, Sue? That was super light, had the little cartridge instead of having to pump it up.
Yeah.
Expensive to shoot, but hey, for some people it was the ticket. So hey.
Yeah, for me being able to carry it and not have to carry a tank and all the extra gear with it, yeah.
Yep.
So there's some more comments you
Sure.
want me to
Go
keep
ahead.
reading? Okay. Nate's crony won't work with most of his guns,
Yep.
said Kyle. Most of his are big bore 457 to 50 cal and over 150 FPE. He'd ruin it. G-Man modded the Crossman 1322. Yes, it was expensive, more expensive
Yep.
than buying for Crossman from the Crossman shop a few years ago. I think that's what he meant.
But you have the experience of doing it yourself. It's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, really quickly, I do want to try showing you guys this video.
Okay.
We're about to run out of time. So one of the folks that will be supporting, actually the owner of the company and a gentleman and his son will be coming out and spending the week. Well, one of the folks will be spending a whole week, and then the owner will be out here too, of Sling Guru. I posted some stuff on GTA and Airgun Army and on YouTube about air guns and slings. And I like, if I'm going to go out hunting, I want to sling my gun. And I've struggled finding a sling that works with me. Either I've got we'll call it unique body shape.
Do a side profile.
Unique body shape. And so sometimes slings just want to fall off my shoulder. It's just uncomfortable. So when I heard about this, I thought, okay, whatever, sling. And then I got them in, and I looked at them, and I still didn't get it. And then I put one on my brake barrel, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. So let me show you this video. Go ahead and pull up the computer here, dear.
Yep. I'm not putting you in the corner.
No, that's fine. So I've been posting posts to both Airgun Army and GTA every day. Sometimes it's the same post, sometimes it's different. But I posted this video, and I'll just show it to you guys here.
Hopefully the audio will come through. We'll see.
Hey guys, it's Rick here with Gateway Airguns and AirgunWeb. I have a new product I want to show you.
You got lights?
Guys from Sling Guru reached out, said, I think we have something that's going to work really well on airguns. I said, I don't know, send it to me, we'll see, because slinging airguns is a problem. For whatever reason, airgun manufacturers haven't figured out that, hey, we like to walk around with our guns, and that usually is facilitated by some sort of swivel stud or something, and they still haven't figured that out. There's very few that actually have that ready to go for us. Brake barrel makers are the worst. I have here the Gamma Viper, and I have it set up with the sling. This is your basic sling from them, and here we got it hanging in your typical tactical position, and this is like super comfortable. You could go for a walk, it becomes like a part of you. You don't even realize it's there, which is so awesome. If you want to take a shot, it's simple. It's as simple as this. Now you're back to the ready, right? It's super awesome. I got to tell you, I've used the buddy sling. I've used a bunch of universal stuff. I've even used paracord just to make something do, make do in a pinch, right? But this is like purpose built for being super comfortable, but working on basically just about any air gun or any gun if you guys have other guns. This is really designed for military, paramilitary, law enforcement, SWAT, that kind of stuff. That's who normally uses this. But they got to thinking, I wonder if this would work with air guns. And you know what? It really does. This is the sling here. Let me just show you. So this is essentially the sling. And this part here is what goes around the buttstock of your gun. So that's right here. And then you have this part, which is around me. And I'm a big guy, and I haven't even begun to get to the end of the adjustment. So you can be much bigger than me and this still work. And then you have this end here, which has essentially a little buckle. And then you have this loop. So this loop goes around your gun, right? So you've looped it around a barrel, a foregrip, bottle, whatever. So you've got this happening, right? And then that connects to here, and now you've got essentially your sling. And what you got on the other side of that is you can run this in a couple different positions. So I've got it here in the tactical position. If I want more freedom in front of me, it just rotates like that, and it's just as comfortable. It's just as secure, just as comfortable. Now there's another position. Steve showed me this, and I haven't figured out how to do it, but he's going to be here for Airgun Expo. There's a way to take it from here and set it up like a backpack, so it's actually strapped across both shoulders. It's super secure, so if you're having to climb or get around stuff and you really don't want it flopping around, there's like a third position that hopefully he's going to show me how to do that, because he tried to show me on camera, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna, when you're here, show me that. So if you want, you know, more information about this sling, it's slingguru.com. If you want to come out and spend some time trying it, bring your own air gun, see if it works for you, Airgun Expo, it's going to be the Memorial Day weekend out here at AirgunWeb at our dedicated private range. Check it out, theairgunexpo.com. Yeah, it's open to the public. You guys want to come out, shoot some great air guns, check out Sling Guru and the other products they have. They have multiple slings. They have a single point sling if you have a tactical vest. All kinds of cool stuff. Works on like AR style, chassis style, regular rifle style, brake barrels. It's a great accessory if you like to be out and about hunting or just have a secure way to carry your air gun and have it be very, very comfortable. It's the best I've ever had in the sense of being able to be just out and about without this being in the way or me feeling like it's not secure. This is awesome, and I can't wait to go out and do some hunting with it. That's gonna be it for now, guys. Want to learn more, check out the video description. We will put links, and hopefully YouTube won't ban us, because this is an accessory. YouTube, this is an accessory. We're not selling guns. This is just a strap, okay? Oh, and I forgot like one of the most important things, made in the USA. That's gonna be it for now, guys. My name is Rick here with AirgunWeb, Gateway Airguns. Thanks for watching.
Okay. So you guys get the basic idea. That's Sling Guru. This is the green sling I had in the video. And this little part goes on the butt of your gun. And then you use one of these little loopy things. One of these little loopy things like this around some point on the front of your gun, and then connect it into this buckle. It is super cool. I'm excited to try it on a bunch of guns and see how it goes. Anyway, that is...
what specific model is the sling?
Let's see. Let's go to his website. I got it here. I think this is the Easy Sling. Let's see. Shop now. They've only got a couple. I think it is the the Easy Sling, I want to say. I think it's the Easy Sling. It's this one. Yeah. Yep. So I think it's the Easy Sling. They have two versions that are very similar. It's the Easy Sling, and then they have the original, I think, is over here. Is it this one? We're going to learn all about this when they come out here. They've got a bunch of cool stuff.
Go back to that one.
This one?
It showed it strapped over both sides of his arm. No, the other one. Bottom right, you've got the picture.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different sling. That
Okay.
is that's this one here.
The
This
extreme
is,
operator.
Yeah, this is like suspenders, and you use this strap, and it's a single point hit, a single point connection. Just hangs on your right or left side, and the gun just hangs straight down.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And it's super nice. All of this stuff can work off of a tactical vest, like this unit here works off a tac vest, or excuse me, a tactical backpack. I'm going to be ordering, because he's told me the one he uses, like a bino pouch, a tactical bino pouch. You can have storage in your binoculars. It works off of those as well. So if you have some of that gear, you can grab some of the basic stuff and just hang your gun. It's very, very cool, safe, secure. It's just a lot of fun. So they'll be here. I'm excited to have them out. So they're a big sponsor for the show this year. So it should be a lot of fun. Anyway, I think that's going to be it. Lastly, we'll talk a little about our schedule. Excuse me. I need a cough button. It's been a struggle for us because we've had appointments either on Friday and or Saturday or stuff. I like doing these Saturday shows. I think today, Sue, I don't know about you, but today not having work and then we could get in here and it wasn't as rushed and it just was, to me, seemed like better. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we were cleaning, we were working most of the day, but yeah, I think it works better for me personally on a Saturday. I mean, we can try it and see what the difference is.
Because Fridays, we're having to go to town, right? So we have to go to town, then we rush home, and then we have the show. And by the time we've spent all day in town, it's a haul. I mean, we're kind of like, gosh, you know, do we really want to do the show? I want to do it.
It may be much of a muchness, and maybe we'll alternate it sometimes.
I think that's what I put down here. Is that I will work on putting out a notice at the beginning of the week if it's going to be Friday or Saturday, so that it gives us some flexibility, but you guys have time to know when we're going to do the show. I think that's the best for us right now. I think that's what we need to do to make this work, because I love doing the shows, want to keep doing them. So that's going to be the plan.
Now, this coming Friday, I will be in town all day.
Yep.
So
we'd have to do it Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think that gives us that flexibility where we can go ahead and jump in and just change it. If we have a bunch of stuff going on Saturday and need to do it on Friday, then we can make that change. It's not going to be so rigid. We're going to keep doing the shows. It'll be Friday or Saturday that I'm aware of at this point. So yeah, that's that. And then on Expo week, that weekend, I'm thinking about doing shows in here, and we'll have one of the guests. So we'll have, one day we'll have John from New England Airgun. We may have him a couple days. And then we'll have Steve from Sling Guru or Javi from Sling Guru, and we'll rotate folks in and out and just have a discussion about the day. Hey, maybe we'll have some folks that are hanging out late from the show and want to get on live. So we'll see. I plan on doing lives, but we will literally play that by ear. So that's going to be it. Anything else that you got, Sue? You want to chat about anything else?
No.
I don't know what that giggle is for.
I mean, I was thinking, where could I go with this?
Yeah. Then we definitely need to shut this down. Guys,
nothing gun related. How's that?
Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Really do appreciate it. Glad that we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, thank you so much for your support. I had many people say, miss the lives when you're doing them again. So I know that you guys enjoy them. I enjoy doing them. We're going to keep them going. So thank you for your patience while we're working through all this stuff. Big dynamic change and all that's going on in the industry right now. We're trying to do our best to reposition ourselves so that we keep doing what we love doing, but also keep the lights on. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. Anything else, Sue? Last chance? Going once, twice,
nothing.
All right. Guys, we'll see you next week, Saturday probably. If not, we'll let you know. We'll put something up for very early in the week as to when our schedule when we're going to schedule the show. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll catch you next week. See ya.